Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're feeling ready for some proper Fallout news because we've got a hefty update to talk about. Update 2.115, and it actually changes a lot of how you'll be playing, exploring, and hunting in Appalachia. This one drops a brand new region over the border into what used to be Ohio, a whole chunk of map real estate that brings fresh quests, new NPC faces you'll recognize if you've seen the TV show, a repeatable bounty system that encourages going after specific targets, and a handful of new enemies and gear that shift late-game priorities. The expansion's crown jewel is the Burning Springs region itself. It's the largest piece of map added in years, and it's intentionally tonal, drier, harsher, built around the idea of bounty hunting and desert-style chaos, rather than the forested Appalachia we're used to. You'll find new hubs like Highway Town and The Last Resort, where the new interactive content lives, and yes, the Ghoul from the TV series shows up in full form. Walton Goggins reprises the role to anchor the whole bounty hunting system, handing out contracts and narrating a lot of the hub activity. That presence changes the vibe. He's not a companion you bring home, but he's the voice and face of the new repeatable content loop. Mechanically, the bounty system is the big play. You pick up contracts at The Last Resort, track targets across Burning Springs, and those contracts scale and rotate. Some bounties spawn public events, others are smaller hunt-style objectives you can do solo, and some are big named encounters that are clearly tuned for groups. The idea is that you'll have a reason to return to the region repeatedly, rotating targets, repeatable rewards, progression tied to the bounty ranks, and unique loot pools that favor players who learn the spawns and event timings. It's a loop that aims to mix exploration with repeatable, structured PvE content. Speaking of named encounters, there's a proper big bad in the mix, the Rust King. He's presented as an intelligent super mutant warlord with arena-style and quest-related encounters that feel like the kind of fight you'll want a team for. Alongside him are new enemy types and variants. Think Deathclaw tweaks, Raider packs tuned for the new environment, and extra nasty named foes, all dropping new legendary mods and loot tied to the expansion. Data mines and PTS testing have already shown a number of new legendary mods with effects that change playstyles, so meta builds are probably going to shift once people find the best combinations. On the subject of loot and progression, expect new weapon and armor mods that reflect the region's tone. Some mods boost survivability in harsh conditions, others encourage aggressive playstyles for bounty encounters, and a few are explicitly designed to interact with the new enemy behaviors. The PTS has given us a sneak peek at names and mechanics, but final drop rates and tuning are always fluid. That's something to keep an eye on as live servers roll the expansion out. For players who love min-maxing, the new mods look promising, but remember that PTS tuning often shifts at release. There are also a bunch of world and quality of life changes bundled into the patch. New public events, extra quest lines, both short and long, and onboarding hooks to get players into Burning Springs once they meet area and level requirements are part of the rollout. Bethesda used the PTS to focus on polish and to flag a set of outstanding issues. Pathing, clipping, and some settlement build cost math in the new region were explicitly called out as things they'll continue to fix after launch. So, while the experience looks solid in previews, expect some immediate hotfixes if anything platform-specific or load-related crops up. That's fairly standard for big expansions, but worth mentioning so you don't get surprised if something's a little rough at the edges when you first step in. For explorers and lore fans, Burning Springs adds a stack of environmental storytelling that ties back into the wider Fallout timeline. The creative team leaned into Ohio because it's been comparatively untouched in Fallout lore, which gives them room to add new factions, settlements, and characters without stepping on established material. That gives the region a distinct identity. It feels like part of the broader world, but with its own tone, NPCs, and local politics. If you like reading terminals, peeling back story layers, and following quest lines that reveal why a place is the way it is, there's a decent amount to chew through here. If you're curious about timing, the PTS was the public testing ground, and Bethesda's notes made clear that the team intended this to be the final PTS update before the live launch on December 2nd, 2025. That's the date to mark if you want to move from testing into the full live experience. The rollout includes cross-platform support and the usual post-launch patch cadence if anything needs immediate repair. There are also some fun little touches worth calling out because they change how the map feels. New ambient threats like rat animals and the possibility of taming or interacting with certain regional wildlife in limited ways were mentioned in previews, and some public events include environmental hazards that make positioning and loadout choices matter a lot more than a generic event.